Hey, what's up guys, Houston here. And for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. And for those of you that's been following me, as always, salute. Now, today's video is an exciting video because today we're actually going to be talking about how to buy foreclosed homes using business credit cards. Now, some of you all may be wondering, why would I do that? How do I do that? Is it even legal to do that? Well, I'm going to be answering those questions. The reason is because we believe at three-way funding, talking about leverage. We always want to give you leverage to be able not only to own assets, but to help you start building a foundation of wealth. Right? So that's the reason that we're actually talking about this strategy. So in order for you to buy foreclosed homes using a business credit card, the first thing you need to do is have a business. So what it needs, you need to set, up corp. Okay? Now, some of you are, well, do I use a C corporation, an S corporation, an LLC? Well, it just depends on your personal preference. I like C corporations. The reason is because I want to keep everything separated from me. Now, some people may want to argue with the structures and everything, but at the same time, if you need help setting up your corporation and you want some consultation and stuff, click the link below and check out three-way funding. If you decide, hey, I'd rather start with an LLC, then click the link below for that too. So we have both sides covered in order to help you structure your business. Now, once you set up the business, you need to do the second step, and that's open business bank account. Okay, now you're like, well, who do I start with? Well, if you want to build a relationship with American Express, then I would tell you to open up an American Express business account. As a matter of fact, if you're trying to build a relationship with American Express, then you need to check out the video I made about how to build a relationship with American Express. If you put a comment below and say, hey Houston, could you send me over the video about building a relationship with American Express, I'll send you over that video. Because it's very important to build that relationship with any financial institution. I like American Express. I think they do some wonderful things in terms to help small business owners and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, American Express, actually, they do offer bad credit loans, but they don't offer them directly. In terms of bad credit loans, you may have to use their subsidiary, or it's not a subsidiary, affiliate of theirs, which is Axion, that offers bad credit loans for American Express. All right, so if you want to see that video, there's a link for that as well. Now, understanding that opening up a business bank account, you also have a U.S. bank, you have Capital One, Wells Fargo. I always tell people, build a relationship with the credit unions. I really like the credit unions: Navy Federal Credit Union, First Tech Credit Union, Andrews Credit Union. That's where I would go. Next level, again, is like U.S. Bank, Capital One, stuff like that. But understanding that your next level is building a business bank account. Now, here's something else. You're like, well, what about the business credit cards? Again, that's the reason that you want to build a relationship with these financial institutes so you can get access to business credit cards and business lines of credit. Now you say, well, Houston, what if you have bad credit? Well, if you have an existing business that's generating revenue, okay, you have PayPal, okay, say that you have an online business, or you have a business that you're always sending out PayPal invoices and stuff like that. You have a 90-day relationship with PayPal. PayPal loans you up to 30% of your revenue from your business, okay, with no credit check. Square Capital, again, being able to borrow money with no credit check if you have bad credit. All right, you have Shopify. Shopify, they offer business loans and stuff. So if you have e-commerce store, a Shopify store and stuff like that, they have loans for small business owners as well. Now here's something that I really want you all to understand. It's called the 2-for-1. All right, so say that you used your numbers from PayPal, Square, or Shopify to get approved for a business loan. Now you can go use those same numbers, go out to third-party companies like One Park Financial, because they deal with people that have recent bankruptcies and stuff like that. I'll put a link below for you to check them out, that don't require for you to be in business a long time. All right. Also, you have Rapid Finance. Again, these are companies, third-party companies and stuff that look solely at the business model, and they don't focus on your credit. So that's the reason, in terms of you saying, well, how am I going to get the money to buy these foreclosures? This is how you actually get the money. So if you have bad credit and stuff like that, now in terms of, like, say that you have money and you have bad credit and you set up the corporation, all right, then you want to use secured business credit cards. So in terms of secured business credit cards, you have First National Bank of Omaha. As a matter of fact, right now, First National Bank of Omaha, they're really trying to get access to the markets and stuff. They're giving $10,000 loans with soft pulls on the credit and stuff like that. But again, I'll make a separate video talking about that. But you have First National Bank of Omaha, you have BBVA, you have Bento. So you have those companies. I used to say Wells Fargo, but some people say Wells Fargo do not offer secured business credit cards no more. Now you ask me, well, why would I use a secured business credit card instead of a regular business credit card? Well, again, because if you have bad credit, then you still want to make sure that your transactions always stay under the business. All right, so that's the reason. Now let's talk about, where do we buy these foreclosed homes? Now in terms of where do you buy the foreclosed homes, you have your short sales, right? You have your auctions, like a bid for assets. So let me write some of these down. Okay, so when you have your short sales, okay, then you have your auctions, okay? And like I said, for bid for assets, right? Bidforassets.com. You have a city feet. Excuse me. So those are a couple places for you to buy foreclosed homes and stuff like that as well, okay? From auction sites and stuff like that. Then you have direct lenders. Now in terms of direct lenders, after the home has went through the full foreclosure process, then you're able to buy from direct lenders and stuff like that, that deal in REOs and stuff like that. So that's one of the things that you may want to consider with bank institutions. All right, now another place for you to buy foreclosed homes. All right, you got the government. You have, let's see, you have HUD. Now HUD, they have the dollar homes, right? So if you're able to get qualified for a dollar home, multi-family unit and stuff, and then get I think it's a 203 loan, construction loan to build it up and everything like that. So that's a win-win for you. So you buying it from the lender, plus you're actually getting a loan from the same lender. So that's the reason that you probably want to take a look at HUD homes. Then you have the Department of Agriculture, right? So you have the Department of Agriculture. Who else you have? You have the Department of Veterans. Okay, so you have various places that you can do from the government to buy. Now also, here's something, and it's almost like flipping contracts, right? And in terms of that, you have the pre-foreclosures. Excuse me for the misspelling. Now, with the pre-foreclosures, you have to understand, it's a lot of competition out there. It's a lot of people that are on the hunt trying to find people that they can actually catch that are in pre-foreclosure, where they are able to come in and say, hey, let me take over that contract for you and stuff. As a matter of fact, I made a video that was explaining some of the concept about it. So you have to check out some of my other YouTube videos that actually explain that. But buying pre-foreclosures, like I said, it's hard to find, but at the same time, the competition is like crazy. So you just have to remember that in terms of when you're trying to buy a foreclosed home, sometimes your best bet is probably dealing with either the government or auctions and stuff like that. Now, here's another one that you may want to take into consideration: tax liens. Okay. Now, here's the thing about it. Like with tax liens, you have to understand. You can go to homesales.gov. So you can go to homesales.gov. You got auction.com. All right, so you got homesales.gov, you have auction.com. Also, you may want to look into probates. That's a lot of attorneys and stuff that have people fighting over properties and stuff. And if you're able to come in with cash to buy that piece of property, that way they can split it up or whatever, it's a win-win for you. They get the property off of their books, and you able to take over the property. So probate, so building a relationship with probate attorneys is definitely a great situation. All right, then you got foreclosures.com. So you have foreclosures.com, right, where you can go and you can look at different listings and stuff like that. Now, that's how you got the money. What about the risk? You have some risk in this, and most people, they don't really understand or look at the risk, especially when it talks about expensive repairs. Now, this is very important. What just happened right now in the real estate market? Now you have you have high demand, short supply, right? So now where you may have budgeted to rehab a home and stuff, now your budget just been blown up because the material cost has increased, right? And so what you'll end up seeing, a lot of people that's been flipping homes and stuff like that, well, guess what? They're going to lose those properties because they don't have the capital to finish those properties. They'll just end up walking away. I'll tell you a story. One of my colleagues, okay, we was planning on doing a multifamily unit south side of Chicago by the university, okay? And so he decided he was going to take it on his own. What happened was he got $75,000 into the project. Then he realized, wait a minute, I don't have enough capital. Because he was steady burning through capital and stuff like that. He ended up losing the property. So granted that he actually bought it off of I think he got it from bid for assets. So he bid it on it, he got the property and stuff. But at the same time, he didn't have enough capital, burn capital, to keep on like with the rehab and stuff. And he ended up losing all of that capital plus the property itself. So that's the reason I'm telling you guys, you have to really know your numbers, make sure that you have enough capital to back up in terms of the project. Like I said, right now, a lot of people that was flipping homes and stuff like that and buying material, because of the cost of material is going up so fast, 30–40% of what they budgeted in. now they're going to be walking away from those properties, okay? And for those of you guys that are starting to rebuild your credit, building up the business credit, being able to get qualified for funding and stuff like that, it's going to be a better time for you, because you'll be able to buy those properties that's already half finished, okay, and be able to come in and finish the job, right? So that's the thing about it. So a lot of these properties, they're going to have it's going to be massive, okay? Unfortunately, I'm not talking about the people that's in their homes and still not able to pay their mortgage. I'm talking about just the real estate so-called investors that did not calculate the cost in terms of rehab. Those people are in for a big surprise, because they don't have the capital to continue to back them up to keep the project going, okay? So that's one thing you have to keep in mind. Also, another thing you have to think about is steep competition, right? So there's a lot of people that's trying to get into the real estate game. And like I said, there's a lot of people that are amateurs that don't know that much about real estate, you know, but they know they want to get into real estate. Now, this is the reason why I tell people, before you get into real estate, make sure the financial foundation is right. So in terms of other places for you to get money, if you got a job, you can get money from your 401k, right? And it's called a ROB, okay, rollover business. You can get money from that. Maybe you have a relative that have a paid off insurance policy and stuff like that, or a friend that has equity in their home and stuff like that. So there's ways to get capital, all right? That's not the problem. But again, with the way that material and stuff is going up, and there's high demand, short supply, the cost is going to beat a lot of people out of the market, going to push them out of the market, okay? So just remember that steep competition. Now, here's another thing, especially when dealing with tax lien. You have a redemption period, right? Now, this here sucks. Because say that you bought a property at a tax lien, all right? Well, when you bought that property at a tax lien, those property owners, they still have a certain timeline to actually get that property back, okay? So that means you'll just get your initial investment, possibly a little interest, but you still lose the property. So you still have that redemption period that you have to understand that, hey, this isn't my property yet. Now, here's another thing that a lot of people are pimping now. I says pimping because a lot of people assume they can do it and they still don't understand it. And it's where people have lost their properties to tax liens, okay? And then the people that investors paid the tax liens off, they sold the property or whatever, and so those people had money that was supposed to be coming back to them. Well, then there's companies out there that set themselves up to say, hey, let me reach out to this person, let them know that they got a check from the state or state, county, or local government for their property and stuff. Okay, so now they have this check and they say, hey, if you give me a portion of it, I'll help you reclaim this money. All right, but the thing about it, a lot of people don't know, because the counties are short on funds, they're not able to give them this money. They'll put them through all these different loopholes and stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about, the level of understanding this game when it talks about real estate investor. I'm not a real estate investor, but again, I understand the concept and what it actually takes. So you just have to understand that in terms of a lot of people that are pimping some of this stuff, you have to ask them, do you own your own home? If they don't own their own home, the conversation should be shut, right? Because they really can't, they don't have nothing vouching for them, right? So that's the reason. If you guys think I'm doing a good job in explaining this, give me a like, a comment. Let me know if you're in the real estate game. Are you flipping houses? How has the market affected your business as a real estate investor? Okay. Now here's one that you have to understand. All right. This is squatters' rights, right? So this is very important because in some states, after 5 years, you can't claim that property, right? So yeah, you may have bought the property, you may have won the property, but if it's after a certain time span, then you may not be able to claim that property because of squatters' rights. So you have to understand for each state, what are their time frame for squatters' rights, all right? So these are some of the things that you have to understand when buying foreclosed homes, understanding the risk of it, but understand how to get the money, where to find the property, all right? So for those of you that just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to subscribe. Also comment. Let me know, are you looking to get into real estate? Are you in real estate? How has the market changed? Also, for those of you that's always supporting me and following me, as always, salute.